You're listening to 15 Minutes, where we feature community leaders sharing what the rest of us should know but likely don't. Hi, Chad Franzen here, one of the hosts of Share Your Voice, where we talk with top-notch law firms and lawyers about what it takes to grow a successful law practice. This episode is brought to you by Gladiator Law Marketing, delivering tailor-made services to help you accomplish your objectives and maximize your growth potential. To have a successful marketing campaign and make sure you're getting the best ROI, your firm needs to have a better website and better content. Gladiator Law Marketing uses artificial intelligence, machine learning, and decades of experience to outperform the competition. To learn more, go to gladiatorlawmarketing.com, where you can schedule a free marketing consultation. With over 30 years in real estate law, Jonathan Bornstein is a highly effective and sought-after attorney. He has practiced in every county in the Bay Area and knows how to win cases. His expertise is unmatched, and he gets results. Jonathan, thanks so much for joining me today. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, great to have you. Hey, so as we get started here, tell me, how and when did you know you wanted to become an attorney?
Probably when I was my last year or two in college, and I had to figure out what I was going to do.
What made it attractive to you at the time?
At the time, I will tell you, I was debating between business school and law school, and I figured if I went to law school and got a license, I could still do business, but it didn't work the other way around, and so it seemed to be the best choice at the time.
What do you enjoy most about practicing law now, and is that something you would have thought would be the case at the time?
I like working with my clients. To tell you the truth, I meet a lot of different people, and so that's always very interesting. And everyone has kind of a unique uh, um, experience, and it's local to the Bay Area. So I'm always learning new things from my clients, and so I like that a lot. I've always, liked being a helper with people and their problems and the issues that develop. So this has been, a great choice for me.
Was real estate law something you were interested in, as you kind of got started in, especially in law school or just coming out of law school, or is that kind of just the path you've taken?
No, I originally was looking at a career in architecture. And so when I got into law school and came out, real estate seemed to be the natural place for me.
How did you get started in the legal industry?
I graduated law school. There was a horrible recession. There was no jobs. And I just decided that I would hang my shingle out and tell people I was a lawyer. And, one thing led to the next. And
So Bornstein Law is your first job, I guess. I mean, in the legal industry.
I had a partner before that. We were practicing. And then I've been with Bornstein Bornstein Law Group now for, I don't know, 5 years, I think. I don't remember, but with my current partner, Erica Bornstein.
Okay. So you haven't necessarily worked for like another firm as an associate or something.
No, I never had worked with anybody else. I worked for a couple law firms waiting for my license, and then I went out and once I got my license, I started my own practice, so to say.
Great. How can you tell me about the early days then of, being in charge of your own firm or working with a partner, starting out working as an attorney without a boss? Like what were those early days like?
So I'll tell you two things. It was very difficult because I had no idea where the clients were coming from. I hadn't worked for a law firm or had an established client base. I advertised. And when I first started practicing, advertising was pretty new. That's how old I am. But I was able to put out ads, and actually voicemail was pretty new. So I didn't need a secretary. And answering service costs were pretty low. I was working out of my apartment, and just kind of anybody who gave me eye contact got my business card. And it was very, touch and go at the beginning, constantly looking for work, trying to meet people and network. work, I was very fortunate to make friends with a much more senior attorney who really provided me with a lot of guidance. And I'd get somebody would hire me for a case, and can you handle that? I'd be like, absolutely. And I was fortunate to be able to pick up the phone and call an older, more experienced lawyer and go, what does this mean? What is this? And he provided me with a tremendous amount of guidance and help. So very important to find a mentor. At least for me, that helped out a lot.
Yeah, I bet. How long would you say it took before you felt like, okay, we're kind of rolling here? Or did you ever feel that way when you first started?
It took about, I would say, 9 months
Well, that's not
before
bad.
I started feeling like, oh, I've got 3 months of work in front of me, right? And then it just kept rolling. And after about a year or so, it was pretty good. And then I decided to kind of stick with it. And part of the thought was, look, if you want to become a partner, move up a large, law firm, it's going to take maybe 5 years or so. And if you work real hard at your own practice for 5 years, you'd probably be about the same pay spot as that, but you'll be in charge. And
What would you
so,
say? What would you say was kind of a key to your success, or was it basically just being successful and doing what you were doing, and then it kind of came to you? Was there some sort of key to growing the business and then getting to the point where you felt like you were rolling?
yeah, I think, part of it was at the beginning, I just had a lot of different work until I was able to kind of focus in the real estate area.
Hmm.
And it just was once I started getting referrals from people that I helped out, then things started moving along and getting into networks, joining some of the bar groups and talking it up and reading a lot and just getting out there and meeting people as much as possible. And like I said back then, handing out my card. I think you go on LinkedIn and stuff now, but it took a while. And then once I started getting referrals from clients, it built up. And then at one point, I had a contingency case that worked out very well. At that, I thought it was a lot of money back then. Now I'm like, oh, but that helped, take a lot of pressure off.
So you have been doing this for 30 years, as you mentioned. Your current firm has been around for about 5 years. Was launching this one a lot easier than launching the first one?
Yes. One, I had some client base and more experience and better understanding of what was happening. So, yeah, at the beginning, I'll tell you, everything's new, constantly was in the law library. Now you're getting, everything off the internet and a lot more access, and it's easier to get started now. The cost of starting up is much lower than it used to be. It used to be you have to pay for the books or go to the law library all day, and it was very you had to have a admin, a secretary typing things. Those things are all gone, so you can get up and rolling with very little overhead and keep going without having to have a lot of fixed costs. And you can stay open longer, and the longer you stay open, the more likely you are to succeed.
You mentioned that you were choosing between law school and business school, and you figured you could still be in business if you went to law school, but not vice versa. How much of the business aspect of running your own firm um, snuck up on you, if anything, as you kind of were starting out, or any time?
No, it's a lot, even today, running your
Hmm.
own firm, because in fact, a lot of my time is not related to law. I
Hmm.
sometimes like how much of my day is spent having to have gone to law school and, reading law articles and writing briefs and stuff are actually very pleasurable because that's what interested me is the law. And I think every lawyer kind of likes doing law, the real intellectual work of law. But there's also running your business, making sure you have a business license, make sure you have your taxes paid, make sure payroll is met, and HR and all kinds of other things that are not related to law. You didn't have to go to law school, but it is running a business, and running a business is great because you're your own boss, so to say, and you can control your destiny.
If you could take the opportunity to brag a little bit, what do you think is the best thing about, you know, being involved with your firm as opposed to maybe a competitor or a different one?
One, we have great clients. I'm very happy for clients, and I think clients are a reflection of the attorney, the people that are there. Uh, and you end up attracting clients who are very much see things the way you do and the way you conduct yourself. And that's always important because you have to have a lot of rapport and trust. Your clients have to trust you when you tell them you're going to have to pay this amount of money or this is your position. They have to trust you. We're counselors. I do a lot of litigation. Most of our work is litigation, but a lot of it is counseling through difficult spots for our clients. So I think people are get along for clients would be very, very happy here and enjoy litigating and counseling together.
As you look back upon your journey, has there been a like a moment that was particularly challenging or a period of time that was particularly challenging that you really remember, kind of struggling to get through or
Well, I'll tell you,
overcome?
I'll tell you, the beginning was tough just getting money in client.
Mm.
Early on, I tell people I had to make I think $1,500 a month to cover my bills, and today I have to make multiples of that per day.
Oh,
Much easier to make multiples of that per day today, 30 years out, than it did back then, starting at the very beginning. So that was difficult. At one point, I had computer problems where we had early on failure, and I thought 2 years of work had been wiped out, and we'd have to
mm.
uh, you know, I'd have to leave the practice because a lot of this data is stuff that you don't have to repeat. Turned out I was able to retrieve it all and worked out, but I remember that was a point where things looked very bleak.
Sure. What is there a moment where you're particularly proud? It was like a highlight, like things are going great, like a time that you're particularly proud of. Maybe you were very influential in a certain success for a client or something like that.
Well, one of the things is we've had some clients that were in very difficult positions that we've been able to help. I had one client it's a real estate matter, but it's also a kind of personal injury mixed in there, and we were able to receive a very large award for her, and she had a devastating injury, and we're able to um, help her, write things. And that was very fortunate. We've had a lot of clients who are in a lot of danger of losing their property, losing their business essentially. And we're able to negotiate resolutions where they were able to keep that.
I just a couple more questions for you. What is the best or worst piece of advice you can remember receiving?
Hmm. Uh, the best piece of advice I received was to always read the statutes. And I remember the expression, the way to become the smartest person in the room is actually to read the papers, read the statutes, and be amazed at how many people don't actually read the statute or read the papers in front of them. And you can become the smartest person in the room by doing that. Um, Worst piece of advice, you, you'll be able to enjoy your weekends. It never's
Okay,
happened.
not happening, huh?
Not happening. No. But those are the two things I would tell people: read the statutes and read the law, and it'll be amazed at how much smarter or knowledgeable you become than other people.
Very nice. Last thing from you. Tell me how people can find out more about Bornstein Law.
We have a website. Certainly, you can contact me by email or call. We're always happy to help. One of the things we do for our clients is we don't bill for every item. So we try and make ourselves available because we don't want our clients to get into trouble by being too scared to call. That's always important. So please, go to our website or call myself, Jonathan, or my partner, Erica, and we're always happy to help out and provide advice for whatever we can do because It always comes back when people feel comfortable talking to you about their problems, so to say, or their issues and looking for guidance.
Okay, great. Jonathan, it's been great to talk to you today. I really appreciate your time and all of your insights and thoughts. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
So long, everybody. Thanks for listening to 15 Minutes. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.